I teach my students how to spot parts of the questions that will give them the clue to select the correct heuristics for it. And I like to name my heuristics according to how the problem is supposed to be solved, and that makes it easier for them to recall the solution. In this kind of problems, I call it the known and the unknown. Why is that so? Because, okay, let me break down the question for you and you will know where the known and the unknown come out. So in this case, Theodore had 80 red marbles, more than blue. So very naturally, you will want to draw it this way. The red will have 80 more than the blue, which is shorter by 80. So you label them, this is 80. Very clear. So now the thing is that 3/4 of the red, which means this entire red part over here is cut into 4, and this entire blue part over here is cut into 5s. How do you cut it? Do you cut it this way? 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't know whether this line is before or after the 80. That is the problem. And when you cut this into 5, you realize that, okay, this sizes is different from the one that is the red. So that is not the most effective way of seeing this. Rather, you should see it as the known part over here and the unknown part over here separately. Okay, so why is this called the known? Because you know exactly that's 80. Simple as that. You know that is 80, and if you cut them up this way, you will know that these two unknown parts is exactly the same size. And when they are the same size, it is okay to cut them into different fractions because you can easily find a common multiple and make them the same size. And once you recognize that this is known and unknown, make sure you give yourself a large space over here for organization purposes. Notice that I've added all the labels there and we will solve them part by part, no worries. Okay, so now this is the known part, like I've told you just now. We treat them as separate. So 3/4 of the red marbles is given away. Therefore, 80 divided by 4 times 3 will give us 60. So now we know this one cut into 4 parts. This is given away and that is 60. And how much is left? 80 minus 60, that leaves you 20. Okay, which is 80 divided by 4. One part is 20. And the same thing over here for the unknown part, which is 4 parts that is being cut and 3 parts is being given away. So therefore the fraction here is 3/4. And what is left is 1/4. As simple as that. I'm just writing what the question has already told me. And blue is 3/5 that is given away. Therefore, this is cut into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And given away, the fraction will be 3/5. And what is left? 2/5. The question says that 319 red and blue marbles were left. And this left includes the portion over here, this portion over here, and this portion over here. To make things very clear for ourselves, let's take out the known part because 319 has unknown and known parts all together. So might as well I just take away the known part, which is 319 minus 20, which will give me 299. That is the unknown part completely, which refers to this and this, and it does not include this one anymore. Okay, so we treat the known and the unknown separately. It makes life easier for us. You notice that this size, this is cut into 1/4 and this is actually 2/5. Can I make them the same size given that originally this one and this one is the same? I can actually express them to be the same. How do I do that? The common multiple between 4 and 5 is actually 20, which is to multiply this by 5 and multiply this by 4. Remember the numerator, you have to multiply them by the same number. What do I mean when I multiply by 5? I am cutting it up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm cutting it into 5 pieces, which is the same for all of them. Of course, if you're familiar, you don't have to draw because drawing takes time and PSLE doesn't have much time. Okay, and this one I'm cutting it into 4s, which is the same for all of them. You don't have to cut during PSLE if you're familiar. Okay, so basically what you need to understand is that this becomes 5/20 that is left, and this is actually 8/20 that is left. The total for 5 and 8 plus together is actually 13 units. 5 units plus 8 units is 13 units, and this 13 units is the 299. If 13 units is 299, what is 1 unit? So that will be 299 divided by 13. And that will fetch you 23. Given that 1 unit is 23, the question now is asking you how many did he give away? Did he give away 3 and 3 over here? No, no, no. He gave away more than that because you actually changed the size of the units, remember? So you need to times 5 over here to make everything the same size, times 5. 3 times 5 is actually 15 units, and then you actually times 4 over here. So remember to do the same over here. 3 times 4 is 12 units. 12 units plus 15 units is 27 units. Given that 1 unit is 23, 27 units times 23 will fetch you the total of 621. Is that all? Is that the final answer? No, do not forget there is a known part over here that you have given away, which is 60. So 621, remember to plus 60 and get you the final answer of 681, number of marbles that he has given away.